Hi guys, welcome back. Now seems like a big time on the Lions tour. They played their second game versus the Sharks, then we got a Wednesday game and a Saturday game, then it's the tests, and I think on the Saturday game, which may be against the Stormers, we'll see, they're going to need to run what they think is their test team. Doesn't mean it can't change with some of the guys from the Wednesday coming in, but I think now's the time to work out who's in that first draft of the test team. So that's what I'm going to do, rank the players and also say who I think should be in that Saturday game as the first Mk1 test team. Now, of course, I may well not pick the player that you would pick, and that's great. All opinions are valid. Pop yours in the comments below and try not to get too upset if I don't pick the player you would. It's all good fun. So here we go. The first slide is from the first Sharks game after that, and then the second slide is how I see it now, and then I'll say who starts and who might be on the bench. Okay, so first of all, that's how I had it for the loose head props. This is how I have it now. It seems very, very clear. Sutherland had another good game, solid scrummaging. Wyn Jones came on, did well. Either could start, either could sub. I'm going to stick with how it was in this game with Sutherland starting, Wyn Jones coming on. Could have it the other way round. Mako seems miles off the test team at the moment. So, fairly straightforward start. However, hooker, a lot harder. Jamie George had an absolutely great game again, I think. Even though the Lions had a poorer first half, he still stood out. Line out, absolutely immaculate. His attack and defence was really good. Got the tries, captained the side. Excellent job. I still think Cowan-Dickey's performance was the most impressive of the tour. Owens, again, would be great in the test team. No problems whatsoever. But at the moment, I'm thinking George starts, Cowan-Dickey comes on. I think Cowan-Dickey would have the most impact and either say George or Owens to start. But that's how I see it. George start, Cowan-Dickey coming on. Tight head prop, this is how I had it before. This is how I have it now, with Sinclair just having that good impact off the bench. And I thought in this game, certainly Fagerson would be good coming on as well in a test team. But I think at the moment, I'd stick how it is now with Furlong starting, Sinclair coming on as the test team dry run tight heads. Second row, very interesting. Itoje didn't play this game, so I think he maybe just drops back a tiny bit. But, you know, this is how I see the order at the moment. Laws in this game, some good line-out work, some big hits. Maybe not one of his best games. Now, I see him and Beard as serious options, probably on the bench. Hill, solid physically, but a bit uninspiring. I think he's got no chance at the moment of making the test team. Beard, again, I like the look of when he came on. Henderson didn't play, but I think he stays first choice. Him and Itoje as the second rows to start. I think that's a fairly straightforward pick. Then it's between Laws and Beard on the bench. And Laws' ability to play six, I think, gets it for him. So those three into this dry run testing. The hotly contested back row. This is how I had it. This is how I have it now. Hamish Watson had a tirelessly hard-working game, very good, but wasn't one of his standout games, I guess, but still stays top of the 7 options. Byrne stays top of the 6 options. Good performance from Byrne. All round, this is what we wanted. The line out, the carries, really useful. He's my first choice 6 option, so those two are the ones who start this first go at the test team. Curry and Navidi, I think, are both really good options as well. Both right in there. I'll probably give the sub to Curry for now, but could easily be Navidi. One maybe weakness I have in this test team that I'm picking is there's no specialist 8 cover. So whoever, Curry and Navidi, whoever's on the bench, they would cover the number 8. Here are the number 8s, very, very close, all potential starters. Conan had a bit of a mixed bag, some nice skills, a few errors, but a lot of people did in that first half. He's a serious option. I like the way he plays. He'd suit the Lions style, as does Simmons. He's the quickest, most powerful of them. Faletau on this tour has been a bit quiet. He was a bit quiet with Wales, but, Gatland may well pick him on reputation. I'm sure he'd step up, but at the moment, I see him as second. My starter out of these guys is Sam Simmons. He just excites me. I think he'd worry the Springboks. Put a big 6 alongside him, like I am doing with Byrne and then Laws on the bench. I think it frees him up to express himself. No space for a specialist 8 on the bench. Maybe that's a mistake. Let me know. There we go. That's how they changed for number 8. Okay. Number 9, scrum half. Unfortunately, Gareth Davies played in the worst half for the Lions on this tour. Bit of a mixed bag with his passing, one nasty intercept pass, and indeed he got pulled off before the Lions really got going in that second half. So it just looks unlikely for him to make the test spot. So that's a bit of a tough one for him. And it looks like it's between Murray and Price for me. Price, if you push me, probably has had the most impressive tour on the pitch. Murray is the captain. If they're going to be the 2 9s, I think it makes sense to have Murray starting and Price on the bench. But you can make an argument certainly for Price starting. So in the fly half battle, Finn Russell, unfortunately his Achilles seems a bit too bad. He's got a bit of a rip in it, so he's kind of out for now. Maybe he'll come back, but it's a long shot. So this is how I see it now. Smith gets called up in the middle of his game versus the USA, I think he was told. So that's pretty crazy, but it's a huge long shot for him to get into these tests. So he starts at the bottom. It seems obvious now that Biggar and Farrell are your test 10s. Biggar in this game was initially sloppy, like a lot of the players were, but got a lot better. But I still think he's your first choice. He starts. Farrell on the bench, covers 10, 12, and of course the kicking duty. So I think that pretty much sorts itself out now. Russell would have been right in there in that test team contention if he'd stayed around fit. Massive shame for him. The centre battle. So it's a bit strange. Daly and Harris, I thought they both had a bit of a mixed bag in this game. Some good, some bad. I think Daly got given the man of the match. I'm not quite sure he was man of the match. But anyway, both decent games. Especially Harris had to play 12, which was a bit harsh on him. He probably wanted to play 13. We didn't see Henshaw in this game, and he really needs to play. Hamstring, a bit of a problem by the sounds of it. I think he needs to prove his fitness before going into the test team. So if he's fit, he plays on the Wednesday. So to start, this is how I'd have it. I'd have Aki as 12. He's probably your only serious 12 option at the moment anyway. Plus, I think you need his power against the Springboks. If they're launching big plays off the line-out, for example, he's going to be really useful. 13, a real toss-up between Daly and Harris. But I think Daly has a few more skills, that huge boot as well. He goes at 13, very close. Harris could easily make the bench, but I don't think you need him, unfortunately, with Farrell there, covering 12 if needed. So, yeah, pretty harsh on him, but could easily start Harris. The wings. Goodness me, the wings have had such a great tour. All of them could start in a test match. I hope all of them feature at some point, to be fair. Watson had a really high-quality game, a really good game. He pushes up. I'd probably have him as maybe man of the match, to be honest. Showed what he can do in attack. Plus, he's super confident in all his other skills as well. Van der Merwe, again, just a beast in attack. Goes through a mountain of work. Some errors in other areas, we know that. But in attack, unbelievable. Adams Rees-Zammit didn't play in this game, but Adams stays first choice just because he's been so good. Rees-Zammit's been great, but I think he's just a tiny bit behind the others. So on the wings, I would start Adams and Watson. Been great, all round, very reliable. On the bench, there is a slot for one of Van der Merwe or Rees-Zammit. Could have either, but I think on the work he's done so far, having the danger man, Van der Merwe on the bench, is the way I'd go for now. 15. Now, I generally considered maybe putting Adams in at 15. I was so impressed with him at 15 the other day. But I'm going to stick with one of these two. Williams showed a beautiful set of 15 skills in this second Shark game. Could definitely do a great job in the test. Compared to the others, though, he probably is the slowest of the back three, if you like. He's no slouch, but, he actually probably is a little bit slower than the rest. So I would still start Hogg, even though I think they're very close. So that's the way I have it. Here is the team. So I'm starting Sutherland, George, Furlong, Atoje and Henderson in the second row. Byrne as the 6 with that extra line-out jumper. Hamish Watson as your 7. Sam Simmons as your 8. Then Murray and Biggar halfbacks. Aki Daly in the centres. Adams Watson on the wing. Hogg at fullback. And then the subs there, as you see, Cowan Dickey, Wyn Jones, Sinclair, Laws, Curry, Price, Farrell, Van der Merwe. Plenty of others that could certainly make that team. I'd give those guys a go on Saturday, see how they go, and then compare them versus the Wednesday team, and then come up with a test team. But I think this is fairly close to what I would go for. So please let me know what you think. which ones you agree with, which ones you disagree with. Would you try the test team on Saturday at all? I'm saying yes. And let me know those test teams, and I will catch you next time.